So it turns out I can plan everything, but find a joke.
Ah!
Yeah, but... Hello and welcome to episode number 12 of the Pomcast. My name is Jared.
And I am David.
Excellent. We're doing this thing again. So it's Saturday night again. We're doing a recording on a Saturday instead of a Sunday, so things are all a little bit weird. I've interrupted David's, finals thing with RLC.
S.
Right, RLCS.
The Rocket League Championship Series Grand Final live right now at the Wilton Theatre in Los Angeles. Also available on twitch.com/Rocket League. Sponsored.
Yeah.
No.
We're not... Sponsor us. And David can talk about Rocket League while I sit there and go,
There's cars and you hit the ball into the goal. That's all you need to know.
See,
They did some TV spot ads which are particularly... they've just got like young kids soccer, I don't know, like under 10s or something.
Yeah.
And the ball gets kicked, the goalkeeper misses it, and it's like going towards the goal, and then this car just drives in and takes it out. And they're like, what a save. Like, yeah, that's the Rocket League.
The thing that I have with Rocket League, though, is it takes one of my most loved things and one of my most sort of loathed things on the planet and combines them to make me very disinterested by it. And I could live with it or without it.
And sport.
Yes.
But isn't motorsport
sport?
sport?
Motorsport is a thing, but at the same time, I don't actively follow it. There are people that stay up. I know people back home in Australia that stay up and watch the F1 when it's in Europe. So it'll be like 3 o'clock in the morning and they're sitting there with popcorn watching F1 cars race at very high speeds.
Rocket League sometimes, unless I have to do things.
But I don't watch motorsport, but I adore cars. And
they have various doors on them, I understand that, yeah.
Yes, they do have various doors. They also have various engines and transmissions. Seats are very nice.
Sitting on one
steering wheels.
Now.
Yes, but you wouldn't find... Actually, you probably would find this in a Citroen, to be honest, but...
A couch.
Considering...
A couch with wheels.
Well, considering the Cactus does have, if you buy an automatic one, the front seats are just a couch. Like, they're slightly raised, but the front seats touch. It's like a sofa chair. They're cool cars. It's just you can only buy the automatic version in Australia with a diesel.
Don't let the seats touch, man. You can have some space.
No.
Okay.
You've never been in an old car, have you? Apart from the Mini.
An old.
Yeah, well, the Mini had bucket seats, but
when then they didn't have a ceiling.
Back when they didn't have seat belts.
Well, I'm pretty sure they had roofs before they had seat belts.
Maybe.
I'm going to go with...
Yeah. I'm going to go with a solid maybe.
A resounding... We know the answer. A resounding maybe.
Yes. But, you know, the first car didn't have a steering wheel. It had 3 wheels and it was steered by a lever. That was the Daimler, and it had 0.5 horsepower.
Why didn't you just get a small horse and a wheel?
Because it was far more enjoyable to drive to the only petrol station to then run out of fuel 2 kilometres away to then have to push it back to be refilled.
Horses don't have wheels.
No, they don't. They'd be far more entertaining if they had wheels, to be honest.
Like Jesus? Would he be more entertaining if he had wheels?
I think I had a stroke.
Like Jesus? Would he be more entertaining if he had a...
Oh my god, no!
Alright.
Just stop putting wheels on things.
So the stroke?
Yeah, that's a thing that's happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like we're going to Stroke City.
Yay!
It's right next to Canson Town. Cancer Town and...
Canson.
Parkinson's Park.
Canson is a company that makes paper.
Canson?
Canson. Canson. They make paper. They make coloured paper and cardboard.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's a
inside
information from Bolton's office.
Yeah, I was about to say, I worked at a stationery store. I know about paper brands. And I know that everything, just about, that's on the paper market comes out of the Reflex factory in Australia.
So what's the best paper?
Well, it depends who you talk to.
Oh.
Probably.
I'm talking to you. I
Okay,
thought that was
well,
pretty
if-
obvious.
yeah.
Unless I'm asking Bob here. Tried to murder me today.
No, well, Bob
Unsuccessfully.
didn't do his job, did he? Bob is a fucking useless human being. He didn't give you the note. He didn't give you the series of messages that I asked him to do last week. And he didn't kill you today. And I'm very disappointed. And on air, you're fired. Fuck off. Now that Bob has disappeared through the door, he's very quiet. Very
He
quiet.
somehow got through without actually opening it.
I know. He's an incredible human being, but he
Human
was shit
being?
at his job. What did you see?
A cactus. A citron cactus. The vehicle.
Oh, shit. Well, that answers some questions. Anyway, good thing you brought back up the cars, because I was going to talk about it this week. I do adore them, and I have a lot of love to offer the internal combustion engine as a thing, as an idea. Is glorious, it sounds nice, and you get nice manual transmissions, and you can have fun whilst driving. That's something that I like doing, and I miss terribly. I don't have a car here. But I'm gradually coming around to the idea that soon electric cars will be ever present on the road, and that something will have been lost along the way.
America.
No, and not in Australia. At the moment, there's only really Teslas that you can buy, which that company will flop because it just will.
But it's Elon.
Yes, he did save us last week. Well, we asked him to save us last week. But at the same time, I don't think Tesla will have the ability to compete later on within the car manufacturer's market.
Everyone else.
Yeah. Because...
I mean, they'll still be there. They're making a different kind of product to
Yes.
all the other electric cars.
True. But
They're making the best electric car in the world, where everyone else is just like, this is a piece of shit.
Well, no, so you say that. This is why I wanted to bring it up. I read a number of car news websites, and one of them is Car Advice. They're fantastic. They do have a couple of grammatical errors in probably every 1 in 3 articles that they post on that website, but that's fine. I can get over that. I then comment and say, you should fix this paragraph. But that's fine. But they had a news exclusive a couple of days ago that Renault has bought over the model code for the Zoe, which is an electric car that is roughly the same size as the Renault Clio, but it is solely electric. It's a plug-in. And they have asked the Australian design body, which is the body that controls what vehicles can be brought to Australia and what meets design specifications and safety and all that sort of thing.
Meat design.
Is
it a meat car?
No.
Damn.
They determine what can be brought into the country and sold, and ADR has approved it. And they have said that the Zoe could be put on sale. But when Renault was
How is
asked...
Zoe spelled?
ZOE.
Oh, okay. I thought it'd be some weird spelling.
When Renault was asked whether they are actually bringing the Zoe to the country, because it's been around for a number of years now, and like when you go to London and things like that, you see them on every street corner, because they're quite good cars. But Renault have said there's not enough incentive at the moment to bring them to Australia, despite the fact that they have a range of a couple of 100 kilometres. We know through studies that people on average in Australia only drive 40 kilometres a day, so they could survive on and get around in these cars. But because the government won't support it, and because people are so stuck in their ways with driving around in massive, great cars, and
Buy a ute.
Yeah.
Get a 4-wheel drive, I need a 4-wheel drive.
I'm not really a big fan of SUVs, to be honest. If you want, people argue, oh, it's got more space. No, buy a Golf wagon that has more space than what your...
Get a van.
Or get a van.
It's got so much space. The doors open. Don't even need space to open the doors because it's a slidey McSlide face.
But it's this weird argument. It's like they won't bring it here because there's no incentive. People won't buy it because currently the best-selling car in Australia is not a car, it's a utility vehicle, and it is the Toyota Hilux. And that depresses me greatly because it's a shit vehicle in my mind. It's just, Anyway, I like cars, but the current car market in Australia drives me bonkers because the cars I want are only available in Europe.
Drives.
I'm making lots of stupid jokes today.
Yeah,
That's okay.
Stupid.
But anyway, I brought that up because I know that you follow Tesla, and if you had a god, Elon would probably be it.
Elon! But he has...
But he shares his
He has
name.
money.
He shares his name with a candy.
What?
A musk stick.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just always made me in my brain.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk stick.
What would his first name be? Slightly stranger to you? Elon? I think it's South American.
That's fine.
South American?
Not really worried about that, to be honest.
South American? Maybe. I don't know. He's gonna build us Mars
Hopefully,
transport.
because then I can leave all the people on the planet here.
And go to Mars, where
Yep.
there's no one. No one's there.
No, but we won't
Alive.
hopefully we won't have capitalism there. That'd be good.
We will have...
Social democracies and
I was just gonna go with nothing, and we can just all out just murder. No, that's illegal, but not on Mars. Is murder illegal in space?
space is an ungoverned territory.
So that's a no.
Rather like the middle of the ocean, you can sort of do whatever the fuck you want.
You can murder someone in the middle of the ocean?
Yes. Don't ask me why I know that, but I do.
Well, people aren't meant to go in the ocean anyway, so we're just gonna stay away from there.
Yeah.
Yep. It's real good.
I must call Bob and tell him to burn the boat.
Bo?
Bo.
A bo.
A bo. How do you spell that?
B.
David, no!
Do you know how to break through a Samsung Galaxy S8 iris scanner?
I'm going to take a quite literal stab at it with a pickaxe.
I mean,
Will that work?
physically,
Yeah.
you will break through it.
So you're asking me to break through the software?
Yes.
Right. What does it do?
It's an iris scanner. So instead of using, let's say, a PIN code or
the iris
or
okay,
a fingerprint scanner to unlock your phone, you can use an iris scanner to unlock your phone, do secure payments and stuff like that. Secure payments.
I'm not really
Inverted
fond of that idea,
commas.
but that's another argument to have.
Yeah.
So I'm presuming it's going to be something really stupid, and if you put the camera up to, like, I don't know, a ladybug, it will get confused and be like, oh my god, it's you! Here! Have all the money and spend all the stuff. What?
Well, what you do is you get a camera, reasonable camera. You take either a close or medium away shot of someone's eye, and then you put a you do some weird settings with the camera, like low light, and make sure it's shiny and looks like an eye.
Yeah.
It's an important step. And then you put a contact lens on it, and then that unlocks it. So you just get a picture of someone's eye, put a contact lens over the picture, and you can unlock an S8.
My question is...
Good job, hackers.
How much time was spent to figure that out?
I don't know.
And really, who owns that and uses that as a function?
Yeah, I like pin codes are so much. They're just better.
Yeah.
They're just better. I mean, you can forget them,
but
if you're terrible.
But at the and
there's 4 numbers, or depending on what you
can put as many as you want into an iPhone. You can make it as secure as you need to.
That's more like a password then. But
yeah, exactly. But it's just odd. Why would you need? It's the same thing with fingerprint scanners.
Yeah,
on
the
laptop.
fingerprint. You could probably unlock a newer phone by taking a fingerprint off the phone itself and using it to unlock.
Yeah, it's technology. It's progress for the sake of progress. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's better than what we already have. It just means that we're moving on somewhere.
It's faster sometimes if you get your finger in the right spot.
Yeah, we use a fingerprint scanner at work. This is how I get paid. I have to clock on and clock out. We stand there waiting to leave as everybody's lined up because we have to be searched to leave the premises as well. When I first started work, there was a group of us and we're standing there. It took us 10 minutes for it to get the bloody reader to read our fingerprint. And then it beeps at you for 4 seconds because it's like, not right, not right, not right. Do it again. And it's like, you could have just said not right once and you could have just beeped once, told me it was wrong and got me to do it again.
No, it just... Like some of the newer fingerprint scanners are really fast and they work well, but the one on my laptop is a piece of shit.
But it's the
so
same,
I don't use it.
It's the same principle as well. Like you've got MyKey and Walrus the Walrus cards that they use here in Liverpool versus Oyster cards in London. Oyster, fantastic bloody system. It's so quick, you can get through, unless you're...
You don't even need the card. You can use a...
Yeah, you can use your
credit
card.
Or a phone,
yeah.
Maybe.
If NFC, I suppose. But
Yeah.
you get through and that's how it works. Here, I have to wait for a couple of seconds on the bus before the bus driver looks very depressed at
Even
me.
Mikey's faster than it.
Yeah, I know, and Mikey is shit. So
They don't even have an app. They had to... Some random guy just made one.
because he was... Yeah, we have things available to us that work, and they are quite simple in operation, yet we refuse to use them because apparently there's other better things that we can do. Or we build upon
They're
it.
too expensive.
Yeah,
But if it doesn't do the job properly, then why are you spending any money ever?
exactly. But no, people aren't pragmatic anymore, which gets onto another point that we're going to talk about, because we both watched this video this week about being politically correct and emotional and, like, crap.
Yeah,
People
that was a sentence.
Yeah. Long day. But anyway, I shouldn't use that as an excuse. That people are now more concerned about either being diverse or regarding people's emotions more than regarding the facts and following what we know for certain at that point in time.
Because there's now this fear of offending someone because a lot of people are so eager to be offended.
Yes.
They
yes,
want
are.
to be offended that they just want it. Someone says something and just like, offense.
Yeah.
I take it. It's mine. You
You
feel
can shut the fuck
bad.
up because I've taken offence to that.
Pointing.
It's so infuriating.
And then the fear that you're gonna offend someone means just no one says anything useful.
No.
Or talks real talk.
This is where you get three-word slogans from. Strong and stable. Stop the boats.
Growth and jobs.
Growth and jobs.
Jobs and stuff. So stuff with things. That's my slogan.
What was the one that Malcolm Turnbull used that turned out to be something of VEP?
I have no idea.
It was
You've got hands.
I'm a crab. I'm doing
Crab.
the clicky thing like
Is that
Zoidberg.
it? I'm a crab.
No.
That's a pretty good slogan. I mean, it's kind of... Yeah.
I have to look this up because it was
You're just gonna Google it. I'll just lol.
campaign.
Did you know there's a robot
slogan,
police officer
liberal.
in Dubai?
A robot police officer.
Yeah, they got this little. It's not little. It's actually the size of a person. It's a robot police officer. It doesn't walk around. It's like the torso, the top part of the torso and the arms and the head looks a bit human-ish. But it's a robot. Looks like a standard humanoid robot. And then the bottom half has just got, like, wheels, I think. Which is nice. Wheels work pretty well, except for stairs. So don't do that. And just, like, goes around in crowds and makes sure that everything's all right.
And it's a police officer.
Yeah, it's a police officer. Someone controls it and just, like...
I found it. It's continuity and change. That Malcolm Turnbull used at one point. And then it came out that it was on, VEEP. Veep. Cast. And so anyway, you've got people that are eager to be offended who are also told by education institutions and a lot of people that they are unique and that they are special.
No.
Constantly. And that what they do is good enough and you should be rewarded for that. That is not how the world works. You are not... Whilst I completely encourage people to actually talk about their emotions, I completely encourage people to actually believe that they have an ability and that they do deserve to achieve things in life. But you have to work for it. You have to put in the effort to get those rewards and to be successful, to have that sort of thing. You should have a basic standard of living and you should be treated as a human being regardless of who you are. And
respect.
Yes, you should be respected and you should be told that you do have ability. But just because you've had hardship or you're from a minority of some description or you identify in one way that is not the norm or is new, does not necessarily place you above somebody else. It does not mean you can take offense to everything else that happens on the planet. And does not mean you get to stand in front of the queue on your soapbox and yell the loudest. Tumblr is the worst thing for that. And rings around. Social media has just made that so terrible.
Yeah.
It's exacerbated the situation. And then you get things like NAPLAN that you can't fail.
Wait, what? What's the point of a test if you can't fail?
So you've done NAPLAN testing. You would have done it.
Maybe.
So
I don't know.
grade 5 and grade 3, grade 5, and year 7 and 9, you are put through a series of tests. Yeah,
those things.
your mother would have complained about them, because I think I've had a conversation with her about them, and we both just would have went useless.
Shit.
It plots you on a graph. It doesn't give you a pass or a fail. It doesn't say you've achieved this grade, you are able to do this, and you are able to do this proficiently, which is what universities do, which universities will fail you if you're shit.
Yeah.
They don't do that. They just plot them on a graph and say you've reached this point. It's like, well, you haven't. You've either passed or you've failed it. That's not what happens in the workplace.
So what's the scale?
They work it on an average that they've worked out from the previous year, or that they've worked out from somewhere else on the planet.
Right, but like, what are the topics? I can't remember.
There's numeracy, literacy, and I think it's like an analytical thing that they have to do.
Right, so
but
like a bit kind of like a IQ testy sort of thing.
Kind of, but it plots where they're supposed to be, and they're supposed to be in the middle band. They're supposed to reach a certain point at a certain age.
Right,
but it's this similar. It got to the point where they were going to use it like they do in America with their state testing, that if the school wasn't performing well, they obviously weren't using their money properly, so their funding would get cut.
Well,
I know, defeats the purpose of education. Yes.
Of what you need. They probably need more funding.
They need more resources.
Investigation.
Yes.
Into what's going wrong. I mean, we've got a school over here with this amount of money, and they seem to be doing perfectly fine.
It was a very strange system, and then somebody said, "Oh, we'll use NAPLAN for that," and it's like, no, don't do that. You need needs-based funding. If there's going to be a school that has slightly worse outcomes, that's in a slightly dodgy area and everything like that, and that teachers are leaving, you need to encourage teachers to stay. You need to encourage the kids to stay at the school, because we know that having a constant set of classes and security within the education system is better for the student than change and swapping and changing things around. So you need to put more money into that to encourage it to grow and build. It's not a quick fix. It's something you have to invest in. But, fuck investing, because apparently nobody has any money because we're in debt to ourselves, because that makes sense. There is no other planet that we know of that has life and that has money. It makes me mad. But it's a whole different thing.
Inflation.
You are unique, and you do need to talk about your emotions, but you cannot take offense to everything, and you need to work to achieve goals and to be rewarded for your work.
Do you hear that, everyone? Do you hear it?
Do you hear that? The 12 people who listen to that?
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah.
That's...
You're unique. Talk about your emotions, but work, damn it. You need to achieve some goals and put yourself out there.
One goals, please.
One goals.
Like Rocket League? You score goals in that.
Yeah!
I love me Rocket League. Got my arms doing things. Are you sick and tired of piles of miles constantly blocking your driveway? Well, then you gotta get out. Trowel.
Bloody hell, I really like that show, and then that stuff comes up, and I'm like, oh, that's right, that guy.
Justin Roiland exists, and is friends with Alex Hirsch, the creator of Gravity Falls. My name's Blyndon Blandon.
What was his middle name? It was mentioned, and it was like...
I can't remember. I'm from the year 20schneventy12. My time need. Time, damn it.
Damn it, Bill. It's a weird show. Watch Gravity Falls.
How much have you seen of that?
I'm about a quarter of the way through season 2 now.
It's getting very interesting.
It's getting very complex.
Yeah,
very good.
Yes,
very good.
Does.
So, David.
That is I.
How many times did you listen to What's the Story, Morning Glory?
Yeah, I did listen to it.
Oh, good. So you can't put a figure on that.
Do you want to know what I think?
Yeah.
Eh.
Okay, go on, elaborate. Why the eh? So, we've just reached the end of the first part. This is different for us. We went a little bit over time. So,
A lot over time.
Yeah.
So we're just going to make 2. It's
Yeah.
just going to be 2. So this is the end.
So, come back for the next exciting installment, which is just part 2, which we're calling 12.5.
Oh no.
I know.
Yeah.
We're sorry.
Bye.
Bye.